organized by locals frustrated with migrants flooding their neighborhoods. You guys giving a speech? What are they protesting?
The migrants in the neighborhood, they've been knocking on doors, begging for food.
Okay, they're booing. Let's see what's up. Why are they booing? What's happening? What do we got going on here? Talk to me.
Close the border! Close the border! Close the border! The law says they're here illegally. Close the borders!
What's your solution? So what's your solution?
1v20. How you doing? How are you out here?
Recently, due to the storm, the city had to move the migrants from Floyd Bennett Field into Madison High School, which sparked outrage. Today, residents have had enough, and they want the tents completely out of Floyd Bennett Field.
What do you think she's up to?
She doesn't know what the hell she's up to.
What is her objective, and what is the objective of the people here?
People like her who know nothing, they say free Palestine. They don't even know what the hell. They're just out here. They've been paid off.
You think they're virtue signaling or what?
Yeah, they just showing, what a wonder out here. They've been paid off.
You think they're virtue signaling or what?
Stand. They don't even know what the hell. They're just out here. They've been paid off.
You think they're virtue signaling or what?
Yeah, they just showing, what a wonderful, caring human being they are.
I see. Do you think it's more about them rather than the cause they represent?
She's just young and dumb.
Young and dumb, they say.
You putting them up in your house because they're not coming to mine.
Why are you not answering any questions? Why you just say with the sign? Why don't you answer?
What are your thoughts? What's going on?
Why don't you give us your solution if you're here to complain? I have no problem with her giving her thoughts. Don't just come here in a mess. Tell us your solution. Because obviously living in a tent in flood zones is not sustainable. These people are not happy in the tents.
We were at the school and the buses came in. What are your thoughts on
I
that?
live across the street from there. I saw eagle-eyed view. I live on the top floor in the building across the street. They shut down the whole street. New Yorkers are upset and we've had enough. We're scared to live in a peaceful area like this. We work our whole lives to buy houses and apartments so that we can live peacefully with our family. Don't need people knocking on our doors at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's afraid to identify herself and answer simple questions.
Okay. What do you think her stance on all this is?
Her stance on probably the poor asylum seekers, poor them, they're sitting there in the tents. No one asked them to come here and go into these tents. What do you want us to do? We keep our borders open. They're flooding in here by the thousands.
Mayor Adams is the largest child trafficker that New York City has ever seen. This has nothing to do with migrants. They're human trafficking victims.
What do you think's going on here?
The mayor's objective to turn New York City into prostitution and drugstores everywhere. Take a ride down to Roosevelt Avenue between 74th Avenue and 103rd Street in Queens. There is open air prostitution. From the Chinese that are doing massages, from the Venezuelans that are out there walking the streets.
Forget what we're here for.
What are we here for?
What are you here for?
We're here to make sure that these migrants that come here get a free shake and everything. They don't belong in Floyd Bennett. It's a flood zone.
It's all connected, though.
Trafficking.
Seems to be a lot of causes at play. What are your thoughts?
It's an anomaly to this group
Okay.
for the most part.
How do you think this all ends?
I think eventually they'll come to their senses and realize that you don't put up a tent with thousands of people in a flood zone. So hopefully they'll come to their senses.
And what happens to the migrants that are already here?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think people that get paid a lot more than I do know what to do.
And Mayor Adams wants to talk about the schools and what's fair. What's fair is our children deserve an education.
Yeah.
We don't need this bullshit. Why ain't they upstate New York? Nobody here voted for a sanctuary city. They decided to make it a sanctuary city. It's bullshit.
Do you think the average tax-paying New Yorker and the native homeless population is being deprioritized over the migrants out here?
Yes.
Like I said, I'm a former libtard. For a long time, I just turned a blind eye to it because it wasn't affecting me. I think now that it's in my community and it's confusing and it's hard, it's eye-opening, truly. I was about 40 people standing there waiting for the bus. I said, all right, I walk up to the next stop to hopefully get a seat on the bus. I was the last person led on the bus. There was already 40 people on the bus. We get up to over here, they all got Target bags in their hands. I don't know where they get the money from. They're not even paying. They all got Target bags in their hands. I don't know where they get the money from. We get up to over here, they all got Target bags in their hands. I don't know where they get the money from. They're not even paying. They're not even saying excuse me. They're not even respecting the way goes. There's old women standing, old women on the bus. We used to give our seats to old women on the bus. I'm 25 years old. I'll probably live at home for the rest of my life because I can't afford to feed myself. This is crazy. I don't know. They got better drip than me. It's weird.
Question for you, sir. Are you a veteran?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on what's going on out here?
They don't belong here, okay? I mean, the place is a flood zone. I used to play softball there. If it rained 3 days before, we couldn't play because the field was soaking wet. Now they got people living in there. Boy, they shouldn't even be here. They should be back where they belong.
What do you think the future of America looks like?
Bad. I was in Key Food on Avenue N.
Yeah.
I get out of my car. Guy comes over with 2 boxes of Oreos.
Yeah.
Says he wants me to buy it. My wife and I get out of the car in my own driveway, and they want money. I don't know how I could say it here, but I said, I don't know how to say, get the out of here in Spanish. How much did that cost me as a taxpayer to have 20-something buses load people up and wake them up at 3 o'clock in the morning so that at 4:30 they could be back here? How stupid is that? And at 4:30, if you check, the storm was still raging. And this community here, where I've lived since 1965, has been a close-knit community. No problem.
Basically ends when they come up with a solution to probably send the migrants back. I mean, they came here, they promised them golden unicorns. They themselves see that it's not what they promised. You know, they're displacing the Americans, taxpayers, and it's just too much.
But if you're gonna bring them here, have a freaking plan. This is like, oh my God, it's not working out here. We knew it wasn't gonna work out. Let's displace a couple of thousand high school students to put them in there. What kind of freaking thinking is that?
Curtis, you're running for mayor.
Oh yeah, I ran for mayor the first time, gonna run for mayor again.
Okay, how would you handle what's going on here?
Well, first off, I'd be opposed to accepting the migrants here in the city. I'd keep them on the buses, give them an hour, use the facilities, give them a nice box lunch, and send them to Washington, D.C. to Biden, who invited them. The liberals and progressives there are always supporting the migrants, but they don't ever seem to have migrant centers in their neighborhoods, so why not share the responsibility?
As migrants line the frozen streets of New York during its bone-chilling winter, waiting for shelter that doesn't exist, it seems like selling these people the American dream and encouraging them to spend months risking their life crossing the border, only to end up homeless in a foreign land with no job opportunities.
You're not used to this weather, right?
We are not. This is a strange environment, very cold out here.
Might just be the least compassionate thing anyone can do. Because sadly, the American dream nowadays looks more like a nightmare, at least here in New York. And Leroy, where can these people find you?
So you can go on my Twitter, which is Viral News NYC. My Instagram is Leroy Prest. My YouTube is Leroy Prest.
Let's get our boy Leroy to 100K subs on YouTube. We can make a living doing this and continue giving us great coverage on the ground in New York as this situation plays out. Also, whoever has the most viewed TikTok